Hello to my Saggies. Hello to my Sagittarius. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right on into it. Let's see what's getting into. Let's see what's going on. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you, Sagittarius. Um, let's see what's retrograde currently, because that's important to know so you can kind of slow down a little bit. Neptune is retrograde in Aries. The Judgment card is retrograde. That's the Judgment card is retrograde in Aquarius. The Mercury is about to go retrograde. It's pre-shadow retrograde. It'll be retrograde in Leo coming up very soon, in a couple of weeks. What else? I think that's it. But all the information is on my TikTok and it's also on YouTube Shorts if you want to go check it out. And the 7-7 portal is now closed. It closed on the 11th. So if you're watching this on the 12th, it closed on yesterday. So that's important to note. So the entire planet is under judgment. That's Pluto, planet Pluto, meaning everybody's breaking some kind of generational cycle chain and curse in a very unique way. So it's going to seem rebellious to your family members and friends, whatever your assignment is, whatever you're assigned to break in your family, whatever generational cycle chain and curse you're assigned to break, you're doing something different, almost like in a rebellious way, marching to the beat of your own drum. And people are going to question it. Very much like you could be questioning how other people are doing things right now, your friends and family. In this year of 9, why are they creating this? Why are they going to school and majoring this? Why are they starting a YouTube channel? Why are they reading tarot cards? Why are they, you know what I'm saying? Like, why did they start a makeup line? Why did they marry this person? Why did they decide to, move there or relocate or whatever? So a lot of people are under judgment. So close out the cycle in love. Yep, you're closing out cycles in love. And let's get into it. Let's get into your reading. Let's get into your reading. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. All right. Let's do it. So ninth house is about quest and adventure. So ninth house is our sense of what lies beyond in the horizon. It invites us to travel both physically through long distance journeys and mentally through higher education, philosophy, and religious contemplation. It covers ethics and ideals and the spirit of law. So let's get into it. You want to find out what your zodiac sign is in your ninth house by pulling your birth chart. Go to Google, type in free birth chart. A lot of information will come up. You're about to take a leap of faith. Taking a leap of faith, right? And getting away from people who talk about people behind their backs, right? So that is coming to an end. You know your worth and you know your value. Yep, you know your worth. And those are the energies that you're linking up with, right? People who know their worth and they know their value, right? So you're not trying to be a part of anything, like you're in other words, people who are not just desperate. Everybody has a pick-me spirit. Like everybody wants to be a part of a organization, a group, or club, or something. Everybody. That's the whole human race. I mean, you want to be able to relate to somebody somewhere, but it's a desperation. Some people are they're so desperate they'll sacrifice anybody for something. So source is saying you're taking a leap of faith, not a leap of fear, to talk to someone, not talk about people. You don't want to join people who talk about people behind their back. You'd rather talk directly to people. You don't want to talk about people behind their backs. That could be somebody's generational cycle chain and curse, especially if they're in hermit mode and you want to know something. You're not going to their families to talk to them. You're going to talk to them directly if you have access to them. The other side of 10 of Pentacles is 5 of Pentacles. So you're not sending someone else there. If you know their address or you know their number or you talk to them on a regular basis, because 3 looks like lips when you turn it to the side. If you talk to them on a regular basis, You've been inspired. They've been inspiring you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. It doesn't matter if they're older or younger, you know, um, in some way, shape, form, or fashion, even if they're in hermit mode. Hermit mode does not mean a person is shy. It just means that some people are just inspired. A light comes on for them. That's how they communicate. They get their downloads. They can be inspiring people from their home. Some people are very comfortable, working from home. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like remote workers. Some people they are more comfortable. They get more work done in quiet spaces. They're able to get more, they're more, inspired. They're more motivated working in quieter spaces, right? Than being around a group of people. So I'm seeing somebody really pouring into themselves. This is the Queen of Cups here. Really, really pouring into yourself and recognizing that your communication with somebody, your communication could be the polar opposite of someone else. Here's a um, 5 of Wands here. You were baited into something. You were baited into something by two people. One of those people succumbed to passive and powerless behavior. Somebody else was egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. And they were laser focused on somebody who was in hermit mode. Um, and they did something behind someone's back. They talked about somebody. They told someone's child that their back. Somebody turned their back on them, and that was a lie. That they were getting on a plane and they were not coming back because what's hidden in eight. Eight is the death card. Basically, people were planning on doing a destiny swap with somebody. In other words, people were planning on ending someone's life, two people's lives. That's what I'm saying here in the cards. So to tell somebody, we're your family now because they want to be a part of something and, planning a destiny swap, that's devastating for somebody. That's a bait and switch. Somebody getting on a plane and basically like, somebody's never coming back. We're your family now. Here's the Empress card. But somebody felt an Empress energy, felt that in their back. Somebody felt something in their back because of the emotional eating. And so somebody started talking about somebody's weight. Oh, somebody gained a lot of weight. That was emotional eating. They could feel something. They could feel the emotion in their back. They can feel it in their stomach area. So somebody is really breaking chains with energies who like to talk about people behind their back who were baited into something and people switched up on them, to do a destiny swap. So a lot of people are really learning how to increase their spiritual knowledge, especially because Sagittarius rules ninth house, and ninth house is the next house over from eighth house in your birth chart. So that's the next house up. 2024 was year 8. 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 4 is 8. Eighth house is where a lot of purging occurred. A lot of people purged those outdated relationships where people were still doing that teenage mess, talking about people behind their back, staying connected to people just because they've been knowing them the longest. People, for you, people who have burned bridges with you, people that you would not even take a short road trip with. You are just breaking those chains. People who act like teenagers, people who see people as competition instead of trying to collaborate. So some of these energies, you have no choice at this point but to break chain with them. That's why I'm saying you're closing out cycles in love. You're just breaking chains with people. But somebody is focused. Like really focused now to get into hermit mode and just okay. I need to close out some cycles in love at this point. I need to pour into myself and put the past behind me. Here's the 5 of Cups. So somebody was determined to bring out a dark side of somebody, by enlightening everybody else. This person, they were trying to pull somebody into something. So here's the Wheel of Fortune here. So you're on top of something, right? You're on top of something. So something has come to an end. This Ten of Cups energy here. Something around music and children. Somebody was determined to pull somebody into something, but that's come to an end because that was a lie. I don't know if somebody wanted to be a part of the music industry or something. Or somebody was talking about somebody's sex life or children or music or I mean, basically with all of these bowls, it was like somebody was saying, okay, let me flip this bowl over and see if this is true. Let me see, let me find it. Let me try this, let me try this, let me try this. Anything that would seem like it's dark or anything that would seem like it's a shadow side of somebody. Let me see if I can record this or record that and make sure it gets to people's family or friends. Anything that's going to make people be cold or shut somebody out of something, you know, while somebody's in hermit mode. Let me record this conversation. Let me record, let me get video footage or something. Anything that's going to make people shut this energy out or see them as less than, right? Uh, you know, um, send somebody back from where they came from. Anything, if they're gay or, you know, some kind of salacious, something that will cause people to cut people off, these two energies off. So to first end the relationship with these energies where people turn their backs on them, right? Um, tell people lies. They got on the plane, they never coming back. Anything that's going to phase somebody out because the plan was to take somebody out. Anything. Yeah. So here's a world card. These energies were following people all around the world right after their Saturn return. Saturn return is a major life change, like a divorce, a marriage, a birth of a child or children, it, a move, or this is a geographical location. If somebody relocate, that's a Saturn return. That's a, you know, something where somebody said, okay, something has been fulfilled, right? You know, some kind of major, somebody was waiting to hear back from somebody saying, okay, something has been fulfilled, something was done, get back to me when something has been taken care of, when something has ended. Basically, when we have done everything we can do to tarnish someone's image, we're going to end somebody. We're going to end these two energies. Basically, we're going to take out a whole bloodline. Basically, this is kind of a very low vibration. I hate that this. I don't even like this reading being a low vibrational reading like this, but that's what this is. Somebody really, so somebody is competition so much so this like, okay, this is somebody inspiring and talking about expanding as competition so much so let's literally stomp out the competition. Let's get so laser focused on this. We're going to end this competition. They want to break some kind of a chain. We're going to end them. And that was a determination. Let's find out every dark thing about them and let's enlighten every single person we know. So anything that leads to their north node, if anything that leads to north node, um, their money and their creativity, anything that could create wealth, generational wealth, as far as it's concerned, we're gonna crush it. Anything is being enlightened. Sexuality, what makes them joyous, happy, anything. We're gonna just crush their whole spirit, get laser focused on something. So that was somebody's mission, was to take somebody and their child out. But somebody's an empress energy. So yeah. After all the sacrifices that were made, somebody was still sacrificed. So that's why you're closing out a cycle in love and finally getting some rest. And finally walking away. Somebody saying in hindsight they wish they had just paid attention to something. Just like somebody's hindsight was like, okay, something told me, you know, like when you say in hindsight, if I just listened to my intuition, something told me to talk. I was talking to somebody over the phone. I saw that person. I had lunch with them. I had sat down, had dinner with somebody, and they was sitting right across the table from me. What in the world? Why didn't I just ask? Like, and this is usually how it happens. I was just sitting there, we twirling spaghetti on a fork, or we're just sitting across from each other, having clinging glasses, laughing and having some tea or whatever. And they sitting right in my face. Why didn't I just say something? In hindsight, here's the Three of Pentacles here. Somebody is now inspired to no longer just go along with the flow, just to be a part of a team. Somebody is now, what's happening here, this Three of Pentacles here is, I feel like somebody could be up for a promotion now. And somebody is now learning how to ask more questions, just not just being a part of something, asking more questions. Somebody is speaking up, asking more questions. I mean, until you feel like you are satisfied. And I mean, it means you're asking God, okay, what is my generational cycle chain and curse that I'm breaking? What exactly does that look like? This like somebody's prayers to source. It's like, okay, what does that look like step by step? And so somebody's going out and taking a walk, getting some sun, because you're a fire sign. So all confusion, you want that off of you. You want to be so clear. Somebody's now cleansing by fire up under the sunlight. And that's what the fire is, the sunlight. You don't want to be confused by people anymore. You're saying, I need to get out and get some sunlight, because meek does not mean weak. Somebody's not going to be staying cooped up in the house, confused. Somebody's learning how to get out and get some sun. Yeah. Because something has been deeply disappointing and heartbreaking to even hear. That people would get paid to do, get paid to do things, to team up on. A family would pay people to team up on, a child and a parent to do something, just to send a message. And something was created just to send a message. "23, I'm adventurous." So you have a zest for life and you are eager to experience anything and everything possible, and love change and excitement and need both to feel truly alive. For you, life is an adventure to be lived to the fullest. So somebody is 2 and 3, obviously is 5. So someone is moving beyond something. So now you're saying, okay, I'm getting away from energy vampires. I'm going to get near water. I need to start pouring more into myself, live a softer life. I'm trying to expand and grow. I need to ask more questions. So some people are going to think that you turn your back on them. 3 energies are going to think that you turned your back on them, but you are not. You're just tired of being baited into stuff and then finding out stuff at the last minute that you're not a part of a team. People are just using you for something. So what is this? The ancestors. Yep. So see these people right here pouring? You're getting poured into by your ancestors. See these 2 containers here. Somebody's now going somewhere by themselves and being poured into by your ancestors. So somebody could be taking a trip somewhere. Somebody could be going to a beach and getting poured into by your ancestors. Instead of being around people that talk about people behind their back and don't have a clue as to what the heck is going on. People, see people as competition. So it's time to take action. Somebody has a moon in Aries. So somebody has a moon sign in Aries. To pull birth charts, you don't need people's time of birth. Just a birth date, really. That's it. You don't need the time of birth, but somebody has a moon in Aries. Their moon sign is in Aries. Something around sex. 4/4 is Significant. Remember, all of this is genderless. All of this is genderless. Any last um, and a Capricorn? Something around somebody who has a moon in Aries and a Capricorn. And sex. I don't know what that means, but somebody was sacrificed a long time ago. And somebody has been picking up on something, but somebody is not doing enough talking to people directly. That's what this is. This is the Three of Wands. It's like somebody's now learning how to take a leap of faith and talk to people directly instead of, joining in the reindeer games when they're hearing kind of like conversation around people. You know what I'm saying? Like people, oh, I'm just hearing some whispers and some conversation going on around, like what was said and what, that kind of thing, and just joining in. And I couldn't even stay focused. They were saying this and that, and I didn't know what to believe in. And they was who they sleeping and they flying around and they going this and that. Somebody is now saying, no, I'm getting away from all of that. I need to talk to somebody directly. I need to talk to people directly. I need to get some other stuff. I don't need to hear all of this gossiping around people. And that's exactly what the devil does. I'm not calling a person a devil. The devil is the author of confusion, in the state of keeping everybody confused so that everybody could cut two energies off to keep them isolated, put them in survival mode to take care of something. Somebody wanted to get a message back. Is the work done? Is it done? Are these two people gone? And everybody would have gotten a message. Something happened. They were in wilderness beauty where nobody know. They was into some kind of sex work, and we had no idea. And something happened, and something about money, and they was traveling, and we don't know. You know how people do in certain countries, and we don't know this. And everybody would have been confused going to a funeral. Everybody just confused when nobody even asked directly what the heck when they got people's phone numbers and calling people. People don't know that somebody been told somebody put a hit on somebody's life. That's when people start remembering stuff. I wonder if this was true. Now you don't have a person here to ask questions. Now people don't have the people here to ask questions because now everybody's so confused. You can't talk to a dead person. So source is saying people getting ready to start talking directly to people and getting away from this childish gossip. That's so childish and immature. To sit around and just gossip when there's so much other stuff people could be doing, like talking to people directly, just asking people just straight up and down. And once that conversation between two people is over, don't talk to nobody else about it. Okay, I got what I need to hear from the person directly. Are you into some kind of sex work? Yes or no? Okay, I got it from them directly. I don't need to talk to my kids about it. I don't need to talk to this neighbor, that neighbor. Listen, don't bring that mess to me. I already talked to them. They said no. I believe them. I don't need to talk to 15 other people about that. This is a devil card here. I don't need to talk to them. They told me no. Never lied to me about anything else. Why would they lie to me about that? Oh, well, somebody would be ashamed. I would be ashamed. That's them. Somebody else telling you somebody's not into that kind of work. So somebody had a copycat. Somebody had a doppelganger. So they had a copycat just out here sexing it up with somebody, taking pictures, doing the whole shebang, whole 9 yards. But somebody couldn't hide a pregnancy. So Two of Wands here. People believe anything they see. I was telling somebody not too long ago on Easter Sunday. I went down to the waterfront. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. But I went down to the waterfront on Easter Sunday, and this guy approached me, and he was telling me about some park not too far from where I live. And I was like, what? What's the name of the park? And he was pointing. He was an older guy. He was pointing. He was pointing. And people use anybody to set people up. He was like, it's over there. I was like, what's the name of it? Like, not that I was going to follow the person, but he's like, well, you can just follow me to the such and such. And so he was like, you can ride with me. I went right to my car and went home. That's where I went. I went home, right? And so I'm quite sure people saw, people were like, oh, this person's going to follow this person somewhere. I went right home. I went right home. And of course, I got right on my channel and told people, like, look out for this, look out for that. Like, I keep my community involved, like, look out for this, look out for that, look out for this, look out for that. There's people out here trying it. They doing all kinds of stuff, trying stuff. And people will set people up. So 7 of Cups. People will set people up. They're like, oh, because everybody has an inner child and anybody can be taken advantage of. Like, little kids. Your mom told me to come pick you up from school, or and people out here thinking that this is a bait and switch right here. Somebody talked about somebody behind their back and, they went flying here, they went flying there. Somebody, such and such, this, that, and the other. They left and they not coming back. Everybody has an inner child. So when people think that somebody's child is slow and they not learning, or something is a learning disability, that is so offensive to say that about somebody's child or somebody's parent, or just in general, when people got lifing going on. Somebody is around a bunch of energy vampires that's contaminating people nonstop. And so when you talk about closing out cycles in love, yeah, some people around so many people that's draining, so draining, they can't even keep their brain straight. They trying to process trauma. I mean, just trying to process stuff that's still going on. They scared. People talking about people behind their back. And I'm talking about happening right now. Stuff that's happening right now. That's why I don't judge people. I'm like, you don't know what people are going through. They literally in the process, and people are talking to people saying people are being bullied. These are family members talking to other people, loved ones, friends and families talking to each other. That's what I'm saying. Like, somebody told somebody, hey, somebody is being bullied, somebody is being stalked, somebody is being this and that. Somebody was really wearing their heart on the outside. Ace of Wands here. Yeah, so somebody was literally determined to bring the worst out of 2 people. They were literally to justify basically ending their lives, unaliving them. Y'all can, however, whatever word y'all want to use, basically unaliving them. Whether they're lying and saying it was in some kind of sex trade, or that they were violent or something, when somebody's literally clearly sitting in hermit mode. Not pregnant, ripping and running, sleeping with this person, that person, and the whole 9 yards. So King of Swords. Somebody else had to come through with the come through and with some brains and say, okay, a very powerful leader had to come through and make sense for everybody. Like, how in the world is family and all this? These people just can create anything about family and loved ones, and everybody believe all of this stuff. Why? Because money is involved. That's why. Because money was involved and everybody felt like they was a part of a team. They was a part of something. That's why before people start talking about, oh, this person's a pick me, they just want to be a part of this. Guess what? That's the whole human race. Everybody wants to be a part of something. So Source had to basically put a mirror up to everybody's face to say, before people start judging other people for how they handle death, how they handle their kids, how they handle their money situation, how they handle, their relationships. I'm going to put a mirror up to everybody's face so you can take a hard, long look at yourself, by how you raise your kids, by how you make your money, how much education you have. It don't matter how many degrees you have. That's what Source is trying to help everybody. Like everybody has ancestors that poured into them. But yeah, so some stuff is still being exposed. But some relationships have ended. Some relationships have ended. The damage is already done. Some relationships have ended permanently. So that's what I'm seeing here in the cards, Sagittarius. As far as you're concerned, when you're going out there and you asking loved ones for help and people are choosing to believe the worst about you, that you're into some kind of sex trade, that you're accepting money for stuff, and you and your kids are asking for help, and people are doing, they're saying, oh, they out here doing some strange strange things for change, or funny things for money. The same thing is happening to a whole lot of people. It doesn't matter if you got letters before your name or after your name. It does not matter. Everybody has an inner child. Anybody can fall for a scam. Literally anybody can fall for a scam. You get up in age and you think your memory is just on point. And you talking to somebody that you think, a family member that you think you can trust, and they say, oh, would somebody tell you about a family member? They're like, okay, well, this family member is such and such and such and such. You're like, what? I haven't talked to them in a long time. Oh, I guess I didn't know they were into such and such. Instead of talking direct, well, let me see if I can find their number. Before I even believe this BS belief system, before I even believe somebody else's BS, because I don't know them for that. That's not how I know them. And a lot of people are not asking you, like asking somebody as far as you're concerned. That's not what I know Sagittarius for. I don't even believe that about Sagittarius. Let me get on the phone. Let me see if I can find Sagittarius's number. So sometimes people will reach out to you first because they don't believe that that's something that they heard about you. So they're trying to reach out to you first. But if you go swing into action and just believe everything you hear, so it's like Source is going to put a big mirror in your face and show you you. But yeah. But this is what I have for you. You will be taking a trip. You'll be going somewhere to really get poured back into from your ancestors, because you've been around a lot of energy vampires that just kind of sort of made you lose sight of something. Made you lose sight of your spiritual gifts. You're going to be taking it back to your roots, so to remember just how psychic your gifts are. Like somebody has Empress energy. In other words, somebody is a natural born nurturer, and somebody just forgot. Like somebody been around so many energy vampires that somebody just forgot. Like literally had the life sucked out of you as a nurturer, and whether you're a man or woman. And so Source had to bring you back to the beginning, like your ancestors, going somewhere where your ancestors can pour into you, whoever you are, whether you're a man or woman, because meek does not mean weak at all by any stretch of the imagination. That's what I have for somebody. Hopefully this is helpful. See you all in the next video.